Joining us virtually is Kayisha Payne, founder of BBSTEM, Black British Professionals in STEM, a non-profit organization whose mission is to encourage and support Black individuals in pursuing a successful career in STEM. Yes, Kayisha. Can we hear
Good
you?
morning, good afternoon. How's everyone doing?
Round of applause.
I am loving that I'm actually getting a response. Although I'm all the way in Atlanta, come on, I can see and hear all of you. So thanks for responding. Thank you for responding. Is everyone enjoying the day so far? Perfect. I'm absolutely gutted that I'm not able to be there in person with you all today, especially during the lunch hour. Big props to the DJ, because I was just here vibes in on my own, listening to the tunes. So whoever the DJ is, big props to you. I do want to extend a very big thank you to RS Grassroots, AFB and IET for allowing me to join virtually and also be on this virtual stage with the other amazing panelists. The power of what technology can do. So hopefully you guys are going to be part of the next generation that's going to, maybe you could telegraph me for the next time. So we'll see. But nonetheless, I'm really happy that we're able to be here in this room and you guys are in the room. After the last couple of years where we've had to do everything virtually because of COVID, it's nice to actually be able to be in person and see people, feel the energy and things like that. But I want to speak briefly today about, some of the adaptations that you guys especially have had to make over the last couple of years. Something that a lot of us other panelists and business professionals would not have had to experience. I mean, having to think about your GCSEs, A-levels, getting into uni, in the midst of COVID, having to do your assessments, COVID-19 style and remote, that's not anything that we would have had to deal with. And being able to face those kind of challenges and barriers takes a huge amount of resilience and determination. And that's something I want all of you to be able to keep with you. So today I really want to speak about how and when we come across barriers. Because sometimes the biggest lesson isn't in the barrier itself, it's about how you adapt, how you respond to them, how you can make sure that they don't hold you back and make you stand in your place. So I want to share a couple of barriers that I've experienced throughout my career and leading BBSTEM. So some of you may or may not know I'm a chemical engineer. I went to uni to study chemical engineering. But if we bring it back 10, 11 years ago, honestly, it did not seem like it was a possibility. So when I opened up my brown letter on the AS level results day, my goodness, I thought the world was ending. I did terribly, absolutely terribly. And I thought, how am I going to get into uni to study chemical engineering? And I got a D in chemistry. That's bad, a D in chemistry. And I was thinking, how am I going to do this? So I had to think to myself, okay, what can I actually show to the admission tutors for them to want to accept me into their university? Now, the only other thing that I felt like I could control at the time was my personal statement. So I thought, right, I need to shine in this personal statement. I need to put myself above the rest of the pack so that they can somehow be blind to the D, but then see that they want this student on their course. So when it came to the personal statement, I said, right, I'm going to start my personal statement with a chemical equation. And I think it was something very basic around, breaking down a hydrocarbon chain. But I thought, this is what I'm going to do. When I sent my personal statement to all of my tutors and teachers and chemistry teachers, every single one of them said, Kayisha, you need to change your personal statement because we've never seen anyone that started it with a chemical equation. And I thought, oh, well, I'm going to be the one to keep it in there then, because if you've not seen it before, then the admissions tutors probably haven't seen it before. And this is going to be something that's going to get me into uni. Lo and behold, I got a few offers, 3 out of the 5 offers for my chemical engineering degree. And then I subsequently went on to Aston University to do my degree. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, that sometimes when you are faced with challenges such as a result, you have to think about how you can be innovative and creative to be able to go around it. And then I learned 4 years later, once I finished my undergraduate, I ended up going to Imperial to do my master's. Now, Imperial is considered one of the best unis in the world for science. And at 18, maybe I wasn't ready to be an Imperial College student, but 4 years later, I was. And I think it's really important that we understand that timing is key, and that we can't look at any other people's pathways and think that that's the pathway that we should replicate. Another barrier, when I started BBSTEM, this was, when I came up with the idea 5 years ago, almost everyone that I had shared the idea with, that I wanted to start this non-profit organization, particularly with a focus of supporting the young Black community, almost everyone told me, no, Kayisha, I don't think this is a good idea. And everyone had their different reasons, whether it was because they thought I should be focusing on my master's because I was still studying at the time. They thought that it might expose myself to having difficult conversations. Some other people thought that it just wouldn't be supported in the way that maybe some other initiatives would be supported. But for me, it was really important. And I remember having a conversation with my mum, and she said, do you know what, Kayisha, just go for it, because it's something that you're passionate about. If it works, then fantastic, run with it. If it doesn't, then at least you won't live with the regret knowing that you didn't even try. And now when I sit here 5 years on, I'm completely overwhelmed by the amount that myself and my team have managed to achieve. If I listened to all of those discouraging messages back then, we wouldn't have been able to partner with organizations like Microsoft, AstraZeneca, Diamond Light Source, Springer Nature, the Academy of Medical Sciences. We won't have almost 400 professionals in our network, 9 University Alliance members across England and Wales, having a social media network of well over 6,000 individuals. We wouldn't have organizations come in and up to this point sharing over 700 job opportunities for young people such as yourself. We've been able to also put on 4 schemes of a mentoring cohort and impacting 100 students. Even a thing that I'm completely overwhelmed by is being invited to Parliament to advise on policy changes about how to make STEM education more accessible for underrepresented groups. And even outside of the STEM world, I wouldn't have been able to go clean in the heart of Scotland Yard and sit across the table from Cressida Dick and challenge her and her police force about how they're interacting with the Black community in London. And I think it's really important that we're able to see that we can achieve certain things without, some necessarily having the support from the people around us. So there's a few things that I do want to leave you with, which are lessons that I hold quite closely to me, that's helped me throughout my chemical engineering journey, and also with my non-profit hat on as well. So the first one is, understand that your journey and timing of success will not be identical to your peers. Everyone blossoms at different stages. And I know it's easier said than done, because we might look at our peers and say, how come you're able to apply to one job and I'm on application 15 and I'm still not getting any success? I mean, if we want to be really real, how come our peers is able to get a Prada bucket hat or those Balenciaga sliders or whatever the young people are wearing these days, and I'm not able to get that? It's natural, but don't let what other people are doing feel like you need to be in a certain position, because timing is everything. Second one, if you feel very strongly about an idea, a concept, a hobby, do not let anyone deter you from going full steam with it. You never know the heights that it can take you, the doors that it can open, the people that you can influence around you. Another point, be open to learning and be of a teachable nature. Every day, as things change, we learn more about ourselves, the environment, the people around us, and we need to be open to learning so that we can adapt to it. And the last one, which I think is most important to me, is maintaining those relationships. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say your network is your net worth, and I never understood it before. But leading something like BBSTEM, I would not have been able to get as far as we have and impact the amount of people that we have by just doing it as a one-man band. And I know there's a few people in the audience that's spoken, like Mark Martin, Nikkei, George, all of these people that I've spoken to, they've offered me words of encouragement, offered me advice, and they've really kept me going. So once you find those people in your circle that, you know, can dry your tears when you have them, because we all have them some days, can uplift you, keep them close to you. So those are just a few things that I hope that you will be able to keep with you on your journey as you go on and make a huge impact in the world. Thank you.